Good morning everyone. Hey, I've got an irrigation sprinkler that's been giving me a bit of leaks. It's leaking out of the top. It's a Gardena, and yeah, they're pretty simple to pull apart, so I thought I'd put up a quick video for you. So the best thing you can do is get a sharp chisel and pop the front off. Got a nice little timer in here, so make sure you don't shove anything inside it, but oh, that one just simply springs off. It's got a lovely little seal around here which is still performing beautifully, and there's the internal mechanism. On the back, get another simple plate and just pop that one off. Beautiful. Now to get this thing undone, there's two tiny pins in there. You can see those two little glossy bits. I'm just going to punch those out, and that allows me to take this top piece out. So to get those moving, trusty little hammer and nail, and we just give those a light little tap. To support it on top of something. Handy wooden spoon, perfect. It's a nice little locking system actually. Okay, once I've got those pins slightly loosened off, I can grab them with some pliers and pull them out. Making sure I keep these carefully aside. Okay, now the pins are removed, you can simply give this a quick twist and that pulls right out. You can see in here that I've tried a few different combinations and permutations of rubber rings, and none of them have worked out. They've all been leaky and all been terrible, so there's no point in having a sprinkler that turns off and then pisses out everywhere. So my next fix is good old silicone. So I'm going to load the sucker up and then put it back in. This will mean that the sprinkler won't turn around like it's supposed to, or the timer head, sorry, but it doesn't really matter to me as long as I can throw the timer on, leave it watering my veggies, come back inside and know that it'll just work for half an hour. The timer itself is great. I don't like programmable timers that work every day, because often the day doesn't need water, and water is something we need to really think about in our society. So I do believe that it's a good thing to have a timer that you turn on a daily sort of thing and just set it for what it needs. Like some days you'll see that when the garden wants a good soak for half an hour, other days you might just want to give it 10 minutes, so it's a nice way to run it. Okay, that's loaded with silicone. Beautiful. So that's going to gum up everything in there. If the seal doesn't work anymore, that's no problem. So slowly slide that back in. Look at that, you can see it's got a lovely overflow of silicone everywhere. Fit that nice and tightly. Silicone coming out every hole. Fantastic. Now what I'm going to do is put it all back together again, which is a rather simple operation. Making sure it's housed in nicely. Then getting my pliers again, I'm just going to push. Oh, the pin's back down.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, it's us. Right, hold on.
Hey, mate.
Not too bad. Okay, mild interruption, just a guy coming to pick up a concrete saw. One more tool out of the way, right. So where are we at? We're just putting the pins back in. Boom. One more pin to go. And that's us. That just locks into the little groove in here. And now, not the most beautiful job, but I can just do the old finger rub around the top, clean up some of the silicone. Here's a nice old rag. Lovely. And just in time for spring, really. It'd be nice to get all this working again nicely. There we go. Stunning. Right, now we just pop the panels back on. Back panel's pretty straightforward. Just clips into place. Stunning. And now the front panel. It's a tiny bit more fiddly with all the gears in here. We're just going to line it up, what seems logical. And so there's one hole, if you look in the bottom here, that goes right the way through, and that's the one that this little pin comes in. This pin turns the water on and off through your tap, so you've got to make sure you get that one in the right place. If you don't get it in the right place, don't worry, it won't line up. So as long as it's lining up properly, you can see here, beautiful, everything's lining up nicely without that pin being forced. Clip it back together. Good to go. What I'm going to do now, because this originally would turn quite nicely if we needed to, but now this is going to be fixed. So I'm going to screw it onto my tap, put it in the position that I want it while the silicon's still wet, and then she's good to go for the rest of the spring. Wonderful. I hope that was useful. Yeah, I did try a few seals in it, but they totally didn't work and it kept on leaking, so I've just gone for the good old silicone, and beautiful. Functioning again. Lovely. Better than chucking one out, isn't it? Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.